Welcome. Welcome to Touching the Edge. My name is Drake and I'm delighted to see you today. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for being part of this exploration of what it means to bounce back and how we can actually actualize it in our lives, how we can initiate a process of more resilience. And I want to suggest to you that it's vitally important right now. In the world today, one of the most toxic elements is what I would call toxic opinion. It's this relationship to people having an opinion about everything and being so invested in the opinion that if anyone doesn't have their opinion, they're considered to be evil. We want to recognize that opinion is not your friend. Opinion comes from the ego. It comes from our sense of separateness. It relates all the way back to the idea that people used to talk about the devil when they would say that the devil was the enemy. So anyone who doesn't share our opinion is treated as the enemy. They're not just having a different opinion, but they're framed as almost being evil in our minds. And so I want to encourage you to really work from perception rather than opinion. Work from intuition. Your intuition comes from listening to yourself rather than insisting that everyone do things the way that you think they should be done. It's about recognizing that even when opinion is so rampant, that we can set limits without getting sucked into this oppositional sort of opinion. I think it's vitally important right now. Human beings don't do well when they know they're right. And so when we get stuck in our opinion, even if we're right, we're likely to go too far to do something wrong. To me, one of the major toxic groups in the world is when you start seeing mobs. And a mob is just a group of people who have the same opinion. And so I want to encourage you to not be trapped by your opinion. Recognize that your opinion can end up separating you from everyone else and even separating you from yourself. So you end up focusing in your opinion, and our opinions tend to catastrophize. And so we end up thinking in worst case scenarios or in black and white sort of situations. So I encourage you to come from perception and allow other people to have their perception as well. Recognize that it's a vitally important time. I know I'm right, and I know you know you're right. But we want to understand that we have to be able to listen to each other. That being said, I think it's vitally important to get out and make your feelings known. This is an incredible important time to let your perceptions be out there and set limits when you see elements of corruptions like we have seen recently in our government. So this is the time to bounce back. And I really want to encourage you in taking the medicine for relieving your opinion, which is gratitude. So in this time, particularly here in the United States, we're coming up to the 4th of July, and I want to tell you some areas that I'm grateful for about this country. I'm grateful that I grew up in the United States, even with all the toxicity I've seen, all the conflict, all the elements. I want to suggest that there's an underlying myth that I think is really important for the world that the United States in some part represents. I want to say that I'm grateful that I don't adhere to this new myth, which is being so caught up in your opinion that your opinion is more important to you than anything. I want to say to you that I'm grateful that we're getting together regularly and that you are also part of this imperative to make a positive difference. And I'm grateful that I believe in humanity and even what's beyond humanity, and that is life itself. So what are you doing to make your opinion less restrictive, that allows you to set limits and get out and make a difference in the world without becoming part of a mob? I thank you for your time. And I'm going to ring the bell. I'm going to ask you to listen carefully. We got this. I bring my hands together and I bow to you. Namaste. Thank you.